minute, or maybe a few minutes. But for those following along, clean up your spot, get your mat ready, go to the bathroom, and we'll start standing at 6:30 at the latest. Excuse me. I'm going to water the plants. We're waiting for one person to show up. But we'll get started before they arrive. waiting for one more person to arrive. And I'm going to go ahead and get started because I know they have a back injury and they can't do all the sun salutations. So if you're following along, I encourage you to jump in with me here in just a minute. Took off my watch. And we're going to start with 12 sun salutations, 6 of sun salutation A, 6 of B, and then we'll go into the postures. And this other student should arrive partway through the sun salutations. I'm going to send the link to this live stream to my partner real quick, and then we will get started. Okay. Toes and heels touching at the top of your mat. Deep inhale and exhale. I've been learning the hard way lately. You really need to scoop the hips this way in general all the time, especially when you're doing yoga and martial arts, where you're going to get lower back pain. And then inhale up, exhale down, and begin. That's one. That's two. Hey, hello.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you? So I'm just getting started with the sun salutations. You can take your time.
Okay.
You know, I know you got the back problem, and
It's getting a little bit better.
it's good. So when you jump in, just, work through modified sun salutations. We still have a whole lot to go.
Okay.
It's usually like almost half an hour of sun salutations.
Yeah.
So,
I really like your system.
yeah, well, it's not mine, it's Ashtanga.
Yeah.
It's an old system. I just had good teachers.
Right. Doesn't that make all the difference?
So
Yeah, I'm gonna modify something for sure.
Yeah, I'm on the fourth one
Okay.
of A, the first series. So no lunges, just standing, if you can do
Do
the
a child's pose.
yeah.
Take my glasses off. Ooh, look at the sunset.
Yeah, it's really nice outside.
Isn't it? Oh my God, the sunset is gorgeous.
So this is 5,
Okay.
and as much as you can, you know. And you're doing the child's pose instead of down dog.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let me use this first.
Back to standing. So one more of these and then we'll start incorporating the lunges.
Okay.
And 5 breaths. Back to standing on the breath. Inhaling to come up. So the second series of sun salutations, we're gonna inhale in Tadasana, exhale, squat down and touch the ground. Inhale, lift the arms, exhale and fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step back. Bend the elbows. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press back. And if you like to drop the knee, inhale, right foot forward, lift the arms. You can keep the left knee down. And then exhale, come down. Oh, that's good, yeah. And then a long exhale if you can, all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale back. And then left foot on the breath.
The other side?
Yep. Try to keep your hands close to or under your shoulder sockets when you're coming down through the Chaturanga series. Right there, 5 breaths. But where you were just doing cobra, try to keep your elbows in
Okay.
and the hands close to your shoulders.
Okay.
And inhale and walk, hop or step your way up to your hands, halfway up. Exhale and fold, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the hands for the squat. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale the arms down. Now it's 1, 5 more. Deep breath here, resting breath. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway up. Hop or step back on the exhale, all the way down. Inhale, arms close, looking up. Exhale, tuck the toes. Push up and press back. Nice. resting, stretching, strengthening the arms. And inhale, working your way up to your feet. Breathe your way through the chair pose, coming all the way up. That's 2. Inhale and exhale here. And then on the next exhale, squatting down, touch the ground, lift the arms. Exhale and fold. Inhale up halfway. You can always rest if you need to. Try to, try to keep the arms close. And it's more like using your back muscles than your arm muscles. So I'm really keeping my arms close to my body.
Okay.
I go as far as my back can take me, and then I push a little bit with my hands to go a little further. But you gotta listen to your back too.
Yeah. It's amazing how tight it is. Good though, I was just gonna work on this rope forward. Sitting so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to scoop my hips, what's the word? Kind of like counterclockwise if you're looking from the side, like we do in the Kung Fu stance. Because if I don't do that, I contract in the other way and I get lower back pain.
So like putting the weight down in your heels and stuff like that? So you're getting it more to the hamstrings?
Well, I'll show you here in Tadasana in a second. So in like the training stance,
Right.
I'm scooping my hips this way because if I don't, I'm getting a lot of tension in the back
Right.
from going like that. So even in yoga and at work when I'm cooking food on the grill, I'm trying to always keep my hips scooped this way and contract my belly because then it pulls and it feels stretching, it feels really good, and it relieves the nerve pain in the lower back that I get from sticking my chest and my butt out. So I'm trying to keep my heart out but scoop my hips this way. So yeah, exhale and squat down, touch the ground, and keep flowing. Lift the arms on the inhale, drop the head on the exhale. Inhale halfway up, and then hopper step back. Long exhale all the way down. Inhale, use the back muscles. Exhale, push up and press back for your resting pose or for down dog. Warrior 1 on the inhale.
Just gonna stretch for a second.
Yep. Take as much time as you need. I think this is 4. So if you can, breathe your way through the standing.
Okay.
Even if you're standing up and just going right back into child's pose on the ground, that's good for warming up. And you're still doing a modified version of a sun salutation.
Okay.
Just make sure you do both sides. And then rest in child's pose or down dog. And then breathe your way back to standing. One more.
Okay.
And back to standing. So we're going to go into the standing postures here. You can do a variation seated if you need to.
Okay.
So from here, we're going to do just standing forward fold. The feet are 2 fifths width distance. And you can pull on your big toes or your legs wherever you come
Can
down.
we do that sitting?
You can do it sitting. Yeah, straight legs, forward fold.
It's amazing how tight my hamstrings are.
And then inhale up and fold again. Try to go a little deeper the second time. So this series of postures is mainly targeting the hamstrings.
Yeah, I noticed, they, they're super stubborn, but I definitely noticed it helped last time. It's the real key to unlocking all my back pain, I think, is the hamstrings. I mean, other things too.
Yeah, but you got to do it every day at home, like create a daily routine, like at least 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Is there like a YouTube video that you might be able to
You can follow along with this because I'll stream it every day, or you can watch the old videos.
When do you? Okay.
And then if you look up Dan Baker combat footage on YouTube, that's my channel.
Okay.
And you can also just look up Ashtanga yoga. A lot of them are really intense, like more intense than what I'm doing, even for just the primary.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, okay, that's the goal to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
And then you always have another level because you can never master Ashtanga in a lifetime. Only people who are like warrior monks, who all they do is train
Yeah.
and they live in a temple. Like those are the only people who could master all 6 series of Ashtanga postures. But normal people like us can work on mastering the first series. So where you're seated, I'm trying to think of a seated variation for this one.
I might be able to do that one. Let me try that one.
Yeah. You could just fold over one leg and twist.
Oh, yeah, I think I can. Let me see how it does. I'll just,
Use
what I'll
the
do
wall,
is this. I'll do this.
Hold onto the wall. Yep, and twist up.
That's perfect.
And then switch. Bending in the knees when you rotate through the hips and shoulders. Looking up.
That's how it is. Super tight.
Yeah, it's like 100 different ways to stretch your hamstrings, along with other stuff. So now we're doing it again, but we're gonna twist. So same thing, but
Just
opposite
like a
arm,
little bit over.
opposite arm, opposite foot. So take your left hand to your right foot. See how I'm here? Yeah. Yep. That's perfect. Inhale to come out. I'm used to the hard floor, so this thick mat is a little bit harder for my balance, but it challenges my balance and it makes me
Wait, is
useful.
this right?
Yep, it's good. And eventually you work your hand towards your leg. Yeah.
So you go down.
And you just let gravity and breathing do the work. It's like kung fu, you can't really rush the process. You can be consistent and you will progress
This is
faster,
warrior.
but you have to be consistent. So now, yeah, you can put your hand on your knee if you like. Yeah, the wall works.
Yeah, that's better.
Extended side angle. Switch. And inhale up. And again, like the last one, we're twisting in the same posture on the opposite side. So opposite knee, opposite elbow. So, yeah, bring your right arm to your left knee.
Like this?
Yep. Bend the knee. Good. Yeah, we pretty much always have a wall and a floor in our society, so you can always practice with those. So you try the next one standing, and if you feel dizzy, you can sit down and do wide legs, forward fold.
Yeah, we did say.
And we try to walk our feet out, you know. When you get to standing, you know, take off the socks for standing,
Okay.
so your feet don't slide.
All right.
And you want to take your legs wide until your head touches the ground.
Wow.
And if it touches, then you walk your feet in a little bit to increase the challenge, or just so that you continue to grow in your practice. But full forward, right? And then I'm gonna inhale up halfway, pause, inhale again. And I'm gonna put the hands on the hips. So for you seated, just inhale up and then fold again. And reach your arms forward as far as gravity will take you. And let gravity do the work there. And bring them down wherever they touch the ground. That's your limit for today, right? And just let gravity pull your head down. And then inhale up again, straighten up and relax. And for me, I'm holding the arms together, stretching the chest behind my back and folding. And again, I'm trying to touch down, but when my head touches down, I walk my feet closer until there's more space between my head and the floor. And then inhale up, last one. Reach for your legs, reach for your toes eventually. But wherever your hands come down on your legs, try to hold the outside edge of your legs with your fingertips and relax and gently pull, but let gravity do all the work. And the breathing, creating more space, stretching with the breath, and just the force that gravity provides. I was just watching an online video, and the teacher said, do this modification if the body likes. You know, go in this direction if it likes. If it doesn't like, then don't do it. If it hurts, then don't do it, because if it hurts, it's not good for you. So now I'm going to do this triangle pose, but without the arms, right? So I would fold over one leg again, right? So the series, it's literally just a series of forward folds, mostly. Wide legs, one leg at a time, or legs close together. That's really what it is. But we're doing all these different things to trick the, the anxious mind into doing this hamstring stretch over and over and over again.
Giving it novelty.
Yeah. Ashtanga means 8 limbs, but if I called it, or if the traditional teachers from the past called it hamstring yoga, nobody would really be that interested in it. And then inhale up. So I'm going to do this standing series that's basically the tree pose
Tree poses.
for the average person, and then I'm also going to do the half lotus and fold. But I'm going to do standing one leg forward fold first, right? So again, we're just doing this one leg forward fold. So yeah, really, if you want to get better faster, and by better I just mean like healthier and more comfortable in your body.
Yeah.
You just got to practice every day. So one leg forward fold with the other leg tucked in if you're sitting for the modification. And here I'm used to the flat, hard floor, so the balance is different. I'm about to do the yoga dance. I hop around. But I want to be over here for this, because the hardwood floor is easier for me to balance on. Feeling okay? So after you do the,
Tree pose. I'm gonna do tree pose.
well, hold on to that dummy there if it helps. Nice. So put your foot a little higher or a little lower, but never against the knee, right? Yeah. So all these postures seem kind of silly until you're in a situation where like you're on the stairs and you're taking a step and something happens, now you're on one foot and you have to balance for your life. And if you fall, you could break your neck. And then you're grateful for the yoga because you've generated this one leg stabilizing muscles. Yeah, it's hard to get to where you're either above or below the knee. And keep it there. Try looking at a spot on the floor, 3 or 4 feet in front of you. And then imagine you have roots twice as deep as you are tall. So then, once you master the tree pose, this is the next thing. Half lotus, and then when you do have stability in half lotus, then you bind the foot and fold. So next we're going to do another short series. We're going to do chair pose and then a little sun salutation from there. Nice. So on an exhale, we squat down and touch the ground. Lift the arms. I'm working on scooping the hips forward here instead of back. And then folding. Inhale up halfway. Hop, step, or walk your way back. Scoop the hips, fold. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press back. And then walk, step, or hop your way up again for that chair pose. For 5 breaths. And then fold, relax the head and neck. Inhale, flat back, halfway up. Exhale, hop, step, or walk your way back through chaturanga. Inhale up, exhale back. And we're gonna do the final standing postures, the warrior series. You can drop your knee if you like, the rear leg. Or you can rest. And after 5 breaths, just rotate through right where you are, face the opposite direction. So we're martial artists, we want to challenge ourselves and push, but you also have to balance injuries and all considerations. And then rotate hips and shoulders for warrior 2 in the same spot, same knee is bent. And change sides. I can think of 2 times I injured myself in yoga because I was pushing too hard. But by sticking with this same series of postures over a decade, I've made a lot of progress and I feel stronger and more flexible than if I was just doing random esoteric yoga series with different teachers. And then that way, instead of pushing myself really hard, I just do the same posture and the progress comes from repetition and discipline instead of from pushing through times when I should have been resting
Right.
or doing a modified version of the same posture. So now we're gonna sit with a tall spine. Dandasana. So the shoulders are relaxed, the arms are relaxed, but resting on the ground. The chin is down, the heart is up. The toes are flexed towards the nose. We're contracting the abdominal muscles. Optional chaturanga. And then forward fold. Both legs forward. So relax your head and neck wherever your torso and your head comes down, wherever your hands come down today. That's fine. That's what your posture is. You can pull a little bit, but you really have to listen carefully to your body. You'll find if you practice on an empty stomach, eat like 2 hours before practice, or get up and practice before you eat.
When do
Before
you,
work.
when do you like to, are you flexible about time do you practice or?
I'm actually more flexible if I practice after work, but what I'll do is I'll get off work and I'll eat a little bit and then I'll meditate, which you're not really supposed to eat before meditation, but I have to eat something after work. And then I'll sit for meditation and then do martial arts and a workout and then yoga at the very end, and by then my stomach is empty. So, but I'm warmed up from the day of work, and I feel more flexible from practicing after I have had a day of exercise and work. So we're gonna fold again, try to fold a little deeper the second time. Both legs forward. You want to go until you feel some wall of resistance and then back off a little bit. Optional chaturanga. And always moving on the breath. So now we're going to do reverse plank. Or if you want, you can do reverse table.
Okay.
But it's hard for the back, so be careful.
Yeah.
You know, even
do a couple.
if you just come up for a second. So
I don't
to
think I'm
go-
gonna push it. I'll do the bus.
Right there, yeah, that's perfect. And I'm gonna do the reverse plank. I do feel like as I get older, there comes a point where I'm gonna have pain inevitably just from the joints wearing out because I'm also doing martial arts.
Because why?
Martial arts and working hard and things like that. But if you're just doing yoga, then you shouldn't be pushing through pain. But if you are a martial artist or a soldier or anything like that, then I think for me personally, I do the postures to maintain the range of motion whether or not there's pain. But that's not the right answer for everybody, for most
Right.
people.
Hey, I'm gonna put this on because those lights just
Oh, yeah.
blast me.
I don't think there's an alternative light source, so
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
Tati was saying the same thing, is they're super harsh. Tati was like, my
Who
eyes,
was saying it?
Tati.
Yeah.
Tati was like, my eyes were like burned out from laying on my back.
I know,
and-
even when I close my eyes, it hurts.
Yeah, and if you want to do the whole practice with eyes closed,
No, I don't mind. It's just when I'm like leaning straight up.
yeah. So the next posture is one leg forward, and I like to start with the left. So you might notice the standing series, we do the right leg first, because that's like the yang, right? The right side is like the masculine yang and so on and so forth. And on the second half of the practice, sitting down, I do the left leg forward. It's like the yin side. So we're kind of changing gears energetically. It really doesn't matter though, as long as you do both sides. This is just the pattern I've fallen into. In traditional Ashtanga, they always do the right side first because they have like this macho patriarchal culture that the old school yoga came up in, where women were not allowed to practice, and they did the right side first because the right side represented the male, and that always came first in that culture. So for years I experimented with just doing the left side first, and it really doesn't matter. Other than the fact that them doing the right side first came from that whole mindset, which is kind of a fundamentally flawed mindset. So I do kind of a balance now. Optional chaturanga. And then we're just gonna keep, oh no, actually I forgot. We're gonna do half lotus and fold. I kind of threw an extra forward fold in there on accident. But, so, if you're just folding over your leg there, you know, that's enough. Or if you want to lay on your back like this, but I would practice sitting like this, and then eventually you're working towards getting this bind and folding. And I'm not even where I was a few years ago. I'm trying to get back to where I was. So I quit drinking wine before bed.
Quit what?
Drinking wine before bed. Because I felt like it was on a cellular level, just like one cell at a time, dehydrating me a little bit more and more every day. Because it's a diuretic, like coffee. I haven't given up caffeine, but I'll give up wine. Yeah, and then the other side. So after this, we're just gonna keep doing these variations of forward folds over one or both legs, and that's the main focus. Even if you're just switching legs and folding forward for an hour and a half, that's gonna give you an immense measure of progress. Optional chaturanga. This is also me like just tricking myself into doing more conditioning, because these chaturangas are really, really good for getting your body stronger. And it doesn't have to be all the hopping. There's been years where I wasn't like strong enough for various reasons building up to this, and I just kind of crawled my way through the chaturangas. So I'm gonna fold my right leg back.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, let's see if it'll do it.
I think, have you seen when they fold both legs back and
Oh,
lean
wow.
back? It's really intense on the thighs. I do it sometimes. It's part of the second series of Ashtanga.
I guess
But right now, one leg, and then folding for that front leg. And then optional chaturanga. But usually on Kung Fu days, when I can come to class, I'll like work the night before, and then I'll sleep until it's time to go to practice, and I get up and come to practice. You switched? And then I just do Kung Fu that day, and I don't do a whole lot of calisthenics. So doing the full Ashtanga series with all of these chaturangas gives me a lot more upper body exercise. And Ashtanga is a lot of upper body exercise when you do the full primary, and a lot of lower body stretching, because that balances out how we spend our day as people in society. We tend to be on our feet, tightening our legs, walking around, working. And we
Sitting.
Yeah,
So much sitting.
and we use our arms for small movements, so this is giving us some upper body exercise and lower body stretching. So now I'm folding in one leg. My left foot is against, or my right foot is against my left thigh, and I'm doing a forward fold over one leg.
Like that.
Yep, over my left leg. Yeah. And reach as far as you can and just let gravity pull your upper body down.
Trying to make sure that I'm using my hamstring to stretch, not my back, because I'm sitting back posture-wise. My back is stretched, but my hamstrings are tight, and it needs to be the opposite.
Well, gravity and deep breathing will sort you out. You know, the gravity provides the pull, and the pulling is the object of the stretching. But the breathing gives you this subtle expansion of the stretch every time you inhale. So that's why we stop and take 5 deep breaths. And then we change sides. So the second time I'm gonna sit on my heel with the toes pointed forward. And I'm putting the heel on that pressure point between the spots at the bottom of the hips, right on the perineum. And my toes are pointed
So
forward.
you're like this?
Yep.
Wait,
And then you scoot forward and sit on.
where's your foot? Okay.
And the toes are pointed this way. And this pressure point helps to open up the back and the hamstrings. Because it's like the center of the spider web of connective tissue. And then optional chaturanga, switch feet. One good thing about doing the whole primary with the upper body work before Kung Fu is that when fresh people come in and train, I'm already tired and they don't know that. And they're going hard and we're doing chi sao or sparring or grappling. And it's good that I start off tired, because then if a real life situation comes up for self-defense, I might be tired from work or from training, and I'm on my way home from training, and I already know how to spar tired, and I can move.
You know how to tap into your reserves.
And if you get into a fight for your life and you're fresh, you might fight differently and exhaust all your energy right away. But if you're already tired, that's why in all the MMA, kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo schools, wrestling, they wear people out before they roll. They're like, everybody's doing drills, you're training, partner drills, and then you roll at the end so that everybody's tired, there's less chance of injury. So now I'm gonna do this one, remember? Where I'm grabbing my toes and I'm pulling them down with my heel up, and I stick my toes to the ground, and I might even scoot forward to increase the angle, but it's difficult, right? If you just fold over your left leg with your right foot folded in, then that's fine. And then you're still. Yep. And when I do this with my foot though, it does help prevent injuries from heel hooks and toe holds and ankle locks. And I was listening to a Wing Chun audiobook at work, and they
Yeah.
talked about, the poles, like we have the little stubs over there that are safer than the high poles off the ground, that people stand on for the stance work, and you can even do chi sao on the poles, trying not to fall off. And he was talking about that the level of stabilization muscles that are developed from doing that kind of training will also protect your legs from being easily tangled up in a leg lock. But you still have to know technique and which way to roll to escape from a heel hook. I was showing leg locks to the wrestler the other day. Have you met this wrestler that comes train? He's from Constantine's group. And he was just terrified of leg locks.
Who's Constantine?
He's the crazy Russian guy that does like, he has like a...
Does he do Tai Chi too?
I don't think
that's a
so.
different one.
He's a judo black belt that like does like kickboxing and like street fighting style, freestyle martial arts, and he's really interesting. He's fun to train with. You know, he's kind of a mysterious character that lives in the warehouse and has like a fight club gym in there that they just like train all the time, and
Wow.
and he brings people in. Everybody smells like cigarettes, and you know, but they train really hard, and his style of training is more like he just spars with them and beats the shit out of them instead of like doing a lot of technique stuff. And so like I'll show the guys that come in, because I'll roll with them. One of them, he gives me a hard time rolling, and the other guys, it's pretty easy for me to roll them up using technique. Except Constantine, he's really good. I can't, lay a hand on him.
Wow.
But
How old is Constantine, you think? What age range?
oh, I don't know. He's got like the Russian soldier body.
Wow.
You can't really tell.
Okay.
He's been pickled by vodka or whatever.
That's funny.
He's preserved in time. So again, just fold over your left leg, and I'm doing this bind. You can hug your right knee into your chest if you want, with the foot flat on the ground.
Like this?
Like you can go like here
Oh my god.
and just stay here, or you can fold over the leg if you want an option, keeping that foot there.
Yeah, I might just hug it.
Or you can lay
That's a good
down.
idea, the hugging.
And you can lay down and hug it and lift the other leg up too, and that way you're getting more of the effect. Yeah, and then maybe with one leg hug your knee, and with the other leg pull your left foot towards the wall, just a little, right?
That's nice. Ah.
And then that way you're opening up towards slowly doing the full expression of the posture.
Right.
But I like training with these guys because like a lot of Kung Fu is very steeped in etiquette.
Right.
So
And
we'll-
this is the opposite?
well, yeah, they're polite and they're respectful and professional for the most part. We have to tell them like don't touch the weapons on the wall and stuff. But like they'll be wanting to go hard, and a lot of the Kung Fu people are like going through the motions of the drill, but they're not actually like trying to punch me in the mouth. And people who are trying to hurt you are going to try to punch you in the mouth.
Right.
And I like to spar with people that are willing to throw down. Like we know we're not made of glass, and but I don't like to do that all the time,
Right.
because I've been knocked out, I've been blown up, I've been in war and crazy fights in real life. So I'm trying not to get injured more,
Right.
and at the same time to get better as a martial artist in real life.
Right. Martial arts is definitely the journey, not the destination.
So
But
do
if
the
you
other-
have a if it have,
do the other side. Pull your left knee in
okay.
and straighten your right leg.
this, you mean this way?
Yep.
Oh my god, I just can't believe I'm typing.
Yeah, it's just a matter of hammering away at the practice by being consistent and carving out, like selfishly carve out a block of time for yourself
Yeah.
every day. Whether it's like right when you get up or right before bed, or take a long lunch break if your job does that. And then just, demand that from everyone in your life. Like, I'm doing this and I'm not gonna let anyone interfere. And I react in a really cranky way if people mess with my yoga time. And that way, everybody's like, okay, fine. And then I have my yoga practice. Because if I don't defend it, then people will encroach on it consciously or unconsciously. And, I'm really determined to maintain it with discipline. So do the same thing again on the other side that you just did.
Like this?
Yep. And switch sides, because you just did that one, right? Yeah. Really hug your leg towards your torso. Because what you're doing is you're using your femur and your knee to massage your internal organs with your breath, if that makes sense. So you're hugging your thigh into your body and you're breathing deeply. So that forces the torso to expand like a balloon under the rib cage around the lower back, right? And then you're literally stretching your back by hugging your knee. And you're working towards the more advanced version of the posture over the next 10 years or so. Because that's about how long it takes if you stick with it every day in spite of all circumstances.
Right.
So when I was in war and I was in the street and I was working my way, from hitchhiking around the country after the army, I would practice every day on the road, in the woods, living with the hippies, living with the Hare Krishnas at their yoga temples, and getting an apartment, and now back on a regular work schedule. And the whole time I was very selfish about, I'm gonna do this yoga series, leave me alone for an hour or two. And people who don't practice, consciously or unconsciously, might try to interfere with your practice because they're like, oh, I can't do that, or like, that's weird. And, you have to be like, no. So now we're gonna do the same thing but twist, right? So pull your right knee into your torso, even laying down, and then for you, the variation right now is to bring this knee to the side on the left.
Like this, right?
Yeah, but try to put your left hand on your right knee on top, and then
Like this?
open your arm and then turn your chin
Like
in
that?
that direction. Yeah. And I'm gonna do the seated version.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out why I have so much trouble sleeping after leaving here. And, like, I'm up, like, I can't sleep, and, like, so by doing yoga,
Hey, it's Donovan. Have you met?
I don't know.
He's a senior student. He's one
Hello,
of
Hey,
I'm Olivia.
hey Olivia. Donovan.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
It's too early to tell.
Yeah. So there, switch sides. There you go. You got your variation.
Because I'm so tight from that injury. Where can I do that?
And inhale to unwind. And then do the same thing on the opposite side again.
Okay.
So, like, I'm doing a deeper twist, right? And you're doing the same twist twice. Because that's where you're at right now, for now. side.
It's so tight.
Well, you know, the good thing about doing the same postures in the same order every day is you'll balance out. But you'll always notice one side is a little different. But you'll get closer and closer to being totally balanced out. So next, I'm gonna do boat pose, if you wanna try. So I start off sitting like this, and I just straighten my arms, and then I straighten my legs.
I think I'm just gonna put my legs up on the wall.
And I'm doing 5 of these. I lost count. One more. So the next series for you is going to be a wide leg forward fold.
Let's do what?
Wide legs forward fold. Ideally with the legs on the ground. And I'm going to be going through a few wide leg series postures. So if you want to stay there for the duration of them, just try to keep the legs wide.
Keep the legs what?
Wide. And then bring your feet together. And then hug your knees to your chest. And then feet together, knees wide. And then wide legs again. Deep breathing. Breathing makes the stretch. And then bring both your legs to the center. And take your right foot, pull it towards you with the leg straight. Hold your knee. Actually,
Like this?
yeah. Oh, inside. On the
Like
back.
that.
Yeah. And try to straighten the leg and pull it towards you. And then lay down and open your right leg out to the side as much as you can. Try to
Or
bring
the
it,
other one? This one?
the one you're holding, try to bring it down to the ground.
This way?
Yep. As far as you can, and then let it go against the wall wherever you stop. Yeah. So you're just opening that one thigh. Then bring it back to center and pull it towards your head, sit up towards it. And then release it. And do the other side. So you're opening the opposite leg, hip out now. And then bring it back to center. And fold towards it, pull it towards your head. And then release it down. And next you're going to straighten both legs together and pull them both towards your face. And sit up towards them. So you're using your core a little bit. And eventually you're working towards a balanced forward fold where you're using your tailbone and your glutes. And then relax and do it again. Take a breath to rest, and then pull both legs towards your head. next I'm gonna do this neck strengthening exercise. But if you wanna stay there, you can just look left and right and then tuck your chin towards your chest. So it's like 1, 2, 3.
This?
No, like turning your chin towards the ground. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And just keep doing that to work out your neck while I do the traditional variation. It's kind of intense. Now next, I'm gonna do bridge pose. I don't know if you want to do that same posture you did before, where you planted your feet and lifted your hips.
How do you do it from here?
And then hug your knees to your chest. And then, if you can, move towards that seated forward fold. If you want to stay there, we're going to come back to what will be legs up the wall for you, so
Okay.
you can stay there if you like. But think about hugging your knees to your chest and then straightening your legs. And then legs up the wall. 20 breaths. And then try to pull your knees to your chest and straighten your legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it this way. This hip's getting a little grumpy. From moving different things, you know?
Yeah. Listen to your back. And then legs straight again. If you can, feet together, knees wide. If your hips,
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay in this position for a little bit.
okay.
See what I find.
Does hugging your knees feel good? So I'm going into Child's Pose if you want to get there. But you're welcome to stay where you're at.
I might stay here till we go to Corpus.
Sifu and family just graced us with their presence. Excuse me. So yeah, we are right on schedule. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Savasana.
What is that? Is that Corpus close?
Final resting pose. You know, it's funny that we say down dog and up dog or cobra,
Yeah.
but the Sanskrit for those words is Adho Mukha Savasana.
Uh-huh.
So it really means downward facing corpse
Mm.
or upward facing corpse,
Mm.
because it refers to throwing a body over a horse,
Mm.
and that's what they.
That's funny.
But in Western culture, they sterilize everything
Right.
because they don't want to think about death.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of Savasana, is to relax and reap the benefits of your practice, but also to learn to relax, to learn how to have a dignified death when the time comes, and also to think about, if life is so short, what do I want or need to accomplish
Good point.
in the time I have?
It also seems like, who do I want to allow to take quality time out of my life, you know? Not who or what.
Because that's all you have.
Because there's so many things.
Like, I like to feed people, so that's what I do for a living. And then, I love to make a living as a yoga or martial arts teacher, but I don't have it like that. But I can make a living feeding people, so that's what I do with my time. And then all my free time, I either spend with Tati or I'm training. Like, last night, I got off work an hour and a half late, because some dude on drugs was like trying to sleep at the front door of the building of the restaurant, and I had to call the cops to get him kicked out. Again, same guy, does this all the time, and they finally arrested him because he's been trespassed. But I wasted an hour and a half dealing with this, trying to do it in a way that wouldn't get me in trouble or fired. Because I could obviously roll the guy up, but then I'm gonna get in trouble.
Right.
But I just approach him indirectly and take a good look at him, I recognize him, I send a picture, and they're like, oh yeah, that's the same dude, we'll come and get him. And I'm like, all right. But, and he's intoxicated, like, he's all spun up, and he's coming down, so he's like coming down from a meth bender, and he's drunk. So I don't want to get involved with this dude because he's gonna be belligerent, and I need this job, and so I'm not gonna waste my time talking to this guy or fighting with him when I already know he's been trespassed. And then I get home late, so I spend a little time with Tati, but then the rest of the night until the sun came up, I was training, and I'm just doing kung fu, I'm doing shadow boxing, I'm doing this yoga, I'm doing body weight exercises and meditation, and just sitting. I sat for a long time last night. I sat for 45 minutes, and I don't usually meditate that long, but if I don't have work the next day, then I feel like, you know, oh good, I have all this time to myself, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to do the things that matter to me: meditation, martial arts, yoga, taking care of myself. So check your face for tension, relax your eyebrows, relax your jaw. Scan your body with your brain. Scan your brain with your brain. And take this moment to just look and see what's there, what comes up. Thoughts, emotions, physical sensations. Whatever's there, just smiling and nodding to it, like a wise grandparent would smile to kids running around. Whether there's pain or nice sensations from the yoga you just practiced, just scanning the body, smiling to that. And the same with the emotions and thoughts, releasing tension in the chest and the shoulders, arms, back and hips and legs, and even the toes. Just letting everything melt into the mat. roll from side to side. And eventually come down to your right side and push your way up to a seated push. And we'll end it there.